Good morning and welcome to a video. This is the first video I can say that I've ever started walking down the sidewalk. That's what I'm doing right now. But, see that? There's a trailer right there. So that means we're going to get something. Uh-oh, bro. Copyright, dude. Karen, freaking copyright guy. Copyright.
Dude.
Copyright.
Indian outlaw.
No way. You should pause that little guy, though. So anyways, as you saw, well, you can't see now because it's all sunny back there, but the trailer's hooked up super early in the morning. And we're going to go get something that you guys might not even remember about. It's been so long since...
2 years?
And there was only one video on this car. And it was about, I don't know, a year and a half ago, so... Pretty exciting. Finally bring an old girl home. So... Let's go get the...
And then get her running.
Let's go get the old girl?
And then go get her running.
Oh, maybe.
Yep.
Alright, it's home. In case you don't know what this is, if you're new to the channel, there's a lot of new people since I got this car. About a year and a half ago, like I said. 1987 Mazda RX-7. It's an FC, it's a convertible, and it's a piece of junk. It's missing literally everything. But you know what it has? It has an uncracked windshield and a clean, well, not a clean, but a salvage title, meaning I can get it registered. Because here in New Mexico, they don't really care about salvage titles, so I can get it registered and insured. And I'll have a street legal death cart, go-kart, whatever you want to call it. So that's the plan for this thing. I made a video, I'll put a link, little card right up here, or I don't know which side, I think it's this side. That'll give you more explaining in depth of when I first bought this car. Oh, nice. Can I bend that? Ugh, sweet. So I'm gonna probably cut off the front end from here. As you can see, there's some frame damage, aka the salvage title, but it's all before the subframe, so if I cut the chassis right here, tube the front end out, the V8 from this car is going in here. I have a diff that needs to get put in. I have a 4-speed manual that's going to go in with that 289 V8. 4-speed manual, Mazda RX-7 diff. I need to build a drive shaft. I need to make a cage. I need to cut a bunch of metal out. So, grinding. I'll be doing a lot of grinding on this car. I'm going to basically just inside of here, all this metal that doesn't need to be here, I'm going to get rid of, make it even lighter. Right now it's light enough to where me and Frank were able to pick up the back of the car and move it over. And the only weight that's missing from like this point back is the diff. That's like 60 pounds. So this thing is gonna be a freaking screamer. And me and Taryn are gonna try and get it running here in the next few days. So wish us luck, I guess. I'll let you know if anything happens. Alright, so this is the plan. This motor is going to go in this car and possibly run and drive in a few days. I don't know. Taryn seems pretty optimistic about it. I'm not too sure, because I've never had one of my project cars come to the house and start running right away, so I don't know what that feels like. So, I mean, as you know, the first time it was at the house, it went to an undisclosed location in the desert for about a year and a half, and now here she is again. By the way, like I said, if you don't know the backstory to this car, I bought it for $10 and an Xbox controller. Go watch the video when I bought that car. It's a fun one. This motor, this car, salvage title, not a clean title. So this motor is going to go in this car. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be insane. We need to pull.
Just motor mounts.
Just motor mounts and starter. There you go. Oh, fuel line right here.
No, it's already.
Oh, it's disconnected. Cool.
Yeah, I have it sucking the gas out.
Oh, nice.
I gotta put a bolt in there.
So, just like you just heard that, motor mounts need to just get disconnected, and the starter needs to get disconnected, and then we can pull the engine. We're probably not going to pull it today, but we're going to get it ready to pull. We might pull it today. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, yeah, just pick it up. You know how light this thing is?
Oh yeah, we'll just throw her on there. And so then obviously you got to make motor mounts, trans mount, and then I need to mount the diff, and I need to get a drive shaft in there.
That transmission over here, because we need to put that hand through there.
I don't think we should pull this out, but we should get I can get all the parts over here. Otherwise, we could just pull it out and set it right there. But like I said, I think we should pull the car forward, like so it's like right here, pull it out and push the car backward. Good morning. It is the next day from when I filmed the intro to this video, and we've already got quite a bit done. So, see this? That's the 289 inside that Mustang right there. And it's gonna be a lot. So, as of now, oil pan is off of the 289 because the Mustang is a front sump car. That means the pickup tube, this part, pickup tube from the pump comes down to like right here. So like, look, here's the difference. This is rear sump, this is the back of the engine. This is front sump. This is the front of the engine. Rear of the engine, front of the engine, front of the engine, rear of the engine. So, I need that pan. That's from a 5.8 liter 351, but it's the same block, so it'll bolt up. We need to get the new sump tube. I need to figure out a way to mount my dipstick. It might still work. Right now it's right here in the front. And see, as it comes down, it's right there. It may still work because that's a truck pan. It's super deep. Not 100% sure. Haven't test fitted it yet. If not, then I'm going to have to cap this somehow, probably weld something on there because I don't trust rubber enough under high oil pressure. And then this, I would have to drill or cut a slit, put a dipstick in, get it about the same height that that one's at, and then weld that to the pan. And then I had to do some modification up here. Took some metal out, you can see there. So I had to cut some metal away there and there for the motor mounts, but they should be pretty direct. They're over there, right there, those two things, those are the motor mounts. Those are the stock motor mounts, those aren't gonna work. But those should drop in because it's a stud that sticks down. And see, the hole right there and then the little slit thing right there goes in. So, the rack's gonna be a problem, might be in the way. I might have to make some kind of thing to raise the motor up, which, you know, I don't really care about. It kind of sucks because that means more weight up, but at the end of the day I don't really care. I just want to get the motor in there. So yeah, this is our setup as of now. Parts I've bought. I bought a clutch kit for this motor to use with this trans. I don't know what trans it is, but this is the bell housing out of the Mustang because that has a 4-speed, but it's a 4-speed linkage. This is a 4-speed like direct in. If you want to know anything, if you know how to, or if you care about trans, look, here's some numbers. All right, there's some numbers right there. I don't know what trans it is. I wish I did, but I don't. Should probably figure that out. And then there's some more. It's a Borg 1 or something or other. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can't, well, sucks to suck, I guess. So, motor mounts. I shouldn't have to make them too custom. I'm going to probably have to customize them a little bit, but see, the stud drops down. For the most part, they should kind of work. Exhaust, I'm going to have to figure something out with that. For now, it's just going to be like this, just open manifolds. Oil pan setup, we got to figure that out. Waiting on the clutch kit to come, and then the harmonic balancer to come. Oh, that was the other thing I ordered, a new harmonic balancer, because I'm getting rid of the V-drive belt and doing a serpentine. I don't really want to do a serpentine, but my brother has all the parts for serpentine, so just going to switch it to serpentine. And then we need to, I guess we don't. I think we were going to pull the trans out of the Mustang here, but it looks like it's fine where it's at. I am ready. I'm at the point with the chassis where I'm ready to try and test fit the motor in there. But what I think I'm going to do right now is put the motor mounts in place, they bolt right here, and then get a measurement to see how wide it is for where that goes. So, whole lot of stuff going, whole lot of nonsense. I actually called into work today to do this. So as of now, I need to make a list of what we need to do. But we need to figure out the oil pan setup, figure out the oil pump or the oil sump setup, figure out the motor mounts, trans mounts, switch the front pulleys. That's not really important. I really need to get it in the car. Wait till my clutch kit comes. I want to have the motor mounts done by the time the clutch kit comes. It's supposed to come at 2 today, just so that I can possibly, you know, the motor can be in there. We can pull that back out in a second, put the clutch back on, put it in there with the trans. I want to try and get the trans mount done here in a little bit too. Should just make that real quick. It shouldn't be too difficult, I'm hoping, but I mean, you never know. So that's where we're sitting at right now. I think the flywheel's in decent condition. I think we're just gonna send it. It needs a rear main, but we don't have one, so we're just gonna send it. I mean, it's a stock clutch, so I don't know how long I'm gonna keep a stock clutch in there. It does need a cam. You can see up in there, there's scoring, but we're just gonna send it for now because I don't need a cam at this very moment because the motor runs. Yeah, so that is where we're sitting right now. Got a little bit to do. The chassis itself, not really much, but the motor needs a lot. So
Doesn't need that much.
I'll let you know.
Look. I'm burning up.
It's spicy outside. It's
I'm
probably,
up.
I don't know. I would guess high 80s.
No.
You don't
93
you think
probably.
Taryn says 90s. I'm gonna guess like 87. Check your weather app. My guess is 87. What's your guess? 93. He said 93. It's because he's got a 93 Bronco. What a guy.
Oh, come on. Jump technology. 93.
Wow, that was a good. Hey, look at that. Look at that.
Told you.
What a he looked. He looked before. He knew. Okay, so this is where we're at. You can see the engine's here. It's no longer right here. It's on the trailer. So we ran into some problems. This oil pan is not going to work. This is the oil pan from a 351, which is a 5.8 liter. This is a 289. We're going to try the oil pan from the 302 when we bring the Bronco home tomorrow, because the Bronco motor's going in the Mustang, and then a 460 is going in the Bronco, and the Mustang motor's going in the RX-7. That's a lot of nonsense.
You're going nightmare, huh?
So this is why it's not going to work. You can kind of, let me zoom in a little bit.
Dude, we have a week to do 3 motor swaps.
I know.
You know that, right?
I do know that.
The Bronco just has to be, the Mustang, or the Bronco motor, just has
Guys, be sitting in there, huh?
Yep.
Here, wait a second. So look, you see how that, uh-oh, is it gonna focus? Okay, you see how this gap is there and the gasket's pushed in? It's tightened all the way down. This is the 5.8 oil pan. So it has a bigger crank area. So we're thinking the 302 pan might fit. Your 302 pan's a rear sump, right? Cool. So
looks just like that.
we're gonna, for the time being, just use this.
I bet you that will fit on a 460 then.
That pan? Well, it's a big block. It's the same, yeah, it's a different pan. Okay, so this pan isn't going to work, but we have the engine up here so I can hover it in place to finalize motor mount stuff. I think I have an idea of what I need to do, but I'm not 100%. We can go back in our foot. Car's back right now. We can bring it back a little bit farther. What I think I'm going to have to do for these motor mounts is drill another hole down here and then cut the metal out, and then I can reinforce it later. I just need to get the engine sitting in there. And then, so that's where we're at now. That's the next step. We need to get the hoist up here, get the engine hovering so I can build motor mounts. But then other than that, it's looking pretty cherry right now.
It's spicy outside.
It is spicy out. This breeze feels nice up here though, let me tell you. So, that is update right now. And in case you don't know by now, because I didn't really say it, if you haven't figured out, I'm trying to V8 swap my RX-7. So,
oh, Fortune going to Mazda.
you gotta keep it rotary.
Are you
I guarantee I'm gonna get that comment. I guarantee it. You gotta keep it rotary. Look at this junk. Before you comment, you gotta keep it rotary. Look at
Salvage
this
title,
garbage.
No good. Race car.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a Deathcart. It's gonna be sick. This should be rotary. I'm just kidding. It
What
should.
the?
No. What the?
This is junk right now.
It is junk right now. It's a junkyard car. Hey, it's just like my Camaro.
Mine has a wiring ring still.
I do too. It's in my trunk.
Mine's still there. They'll be gone today.
So that's another thing we gotta do. We gotta pull the whole harness out of this car and put it in this car, because I really just need engine stuff, but I might use the taillight stuff and whatnot.
Up, it looks like a gasser right now.
I know, it does look like a gasser because the back end's squatting hard. The front end's all stanced out with your little skinnies up front.
We need to put that 460 in here.
It doesn't fit.
Dude, I don't know how they made that 429 fit in here. Or the 427?
I have no idea. It's probably smaller than a 460. I bet the heads, you know what I bet it is? You know how a lot of Mopar heads, because you know how the head plate is like, or like where the head mounts, it's like this? I bet they made it like this more. Decrease the angle of the heads. Anyways, we will see you guys when that motor is hovering, because that's the next step, and then motor mounts, and then trans mount, and then all that nonsense. So.
we're gonna jump it off the trailer.
We're gonna jump it off the trailer. Yeah, I don't even care about this front beam here and this Ford 9-inch right here. No. Don't even. We're gonna use the Ford 9-inch as the ramp, and we're just gonna send. Look, the tires are already a little cambered in. That's good for landing, suspension. The goal is to hit the Supra. That's the real goal. So we'll see if it happens. Look at this. The engine's sitting in there. I'm gonna start making motor mounts right now. Come on, music. Why do you gotta be like this? So, had to cut the rad support right there. You can see. And look at this. So right now it needs to come. The engine needs to come up a little bit because how the pan is, it's sitting on the rack right now. But the pan, it goes like this. It's like the big part, and then it comes up and it's flat, and then it dips down a little bit. And where it dips down is where it's sitting on the rack. So I need to get past that so I can get it back farther. Because as you can see, there's still a good bit of room right there. I could probably bring it back another 2 inches. And then I am going to run. I'm not going to do manual fan. I'm going to do an electric fan with that big old giant 3-core radiator. So never have to worry about overheating problems. At least I hope I don't. So you can kind of hear, look, get an idea of what I'm talking about with that pan. See that? See how it dips down right there? So it needs to come back like 2 inches probably, and it needs to come driver maybe 1 inch. And yeah, so I'm gonna start making the mounts right now. But it's sitting in the car. I mean, it's pretty much what it's gonna look like. That's pretty sweet. Eventually, I want the headers to come out that way. 4 of them on each side. That'd be sick. But either that or, like Mad Max, have 4 pipes coming out in front of the back tire. That'd be cool. Anyways, I'm gonna start making those mounts off of the other mounts. I'm not gonna be able to use those at all because of the fact that, so it attaches, where is it? I'm trying to use the camera for my fingers, to this hole and to this hole. So I can do a flat plate there, but look, you can see the second hole. Well, you can't see it, but the second hole is right here. And then look at that. So I need to build a flat plate, and then I need to build a bar. It comes back to bolt into that hole. It won't be at too much of an angle because I need to get the engine back all the way. But I'm going to cut the plates out first, and then once the plates cut out, I'm going to, I'm going to get the engine in there and then get the hoist out of the way, set it on blocks. So, one thing at a time, getting closer and closer. Oh my goodness, stop it. Made a lot of progress today. So, like I said, I'm going to go cut some steel. Hi, bossy. For these motor mounts, we'll figure it out from there. Alrighty, so making motor mounts. It's dark. See this? We're grilling out. We got food. You can't even see it, but there's food over there. This goes towards the engine side. This goes to the subframe. So I'm gonna put a. I don't have it here. I should have kept it out here. I'm gonna put a stud in here like this angle. I'll show you that momentarily. But this one's made. It's the right size. It welds to a plate that I made. I told you about that earlier. But I ran out of this tubing, which is super thick. Look at that. Just for reference. I think it's quarter wall. So this engine side, this is subframe side. I still have to cut. So bam, put that there. Those are even. I still need to cut it even right there. But as you can see, there's weld here because there was this piece that was this long and this piece that was this long. So I will it focus? I did that there. See that? Obviously I'm going to fill the whole thing with weld. I just did that so I can get this piece cut so the next time I go in the garage I can weld the 2 studs on this end and this end. But yeah, I just want to show you that. That's how you make a piece. And I put it in a 2x4 in the little channel. Set it in there so I know it's nice and even. Nice and straight. So I'm going to cut this off where it needs to be, and then I'm going to go weld that stud, and then put him in the car. And then the engine should be sitting in there. Look at that. You see that right there? Old girl's sitting in there by her lonesome. Look at that. I got the mounts made. That's how I did them. I don't know how well you can see that. Wow. So, did that for both sides. I think I showed you in the last clip, which was 2 days ago, about how I had to take 2 pieces of pipe and put them together. I haven't finished that weld yet. It was a little crooked, so it was like, if you looked at it one way, it was straight. If you looked at it another way, it went So I didn't know if it was going to be a problem, which it's a little teensy bit of a problem. Look, I'm going to zoom in. Don't yell at me. But look, you see this gap right here? And the motor is sitting down. Now, when I put it back in next time, I'll just be sure to tighten that one all the way before that one gets tightened, so that the engine can be sitting like this. Then I'll tighten this side, then I'll tighten this side. So not a big deal, not a problem. So because of that reason, the engine's sitting in there right now, a little tilted this way. You can kind of see it. But nonetheless, there's a 289 V8 sitting in my freaking RX-7 engine bay. So, and like, it's in there. It's bolted to the block as tight as I can. Well, not as tight as I can, but tight. And then the nuts are just threaded on to start them on both sides, but they're not even close to tight. They got like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch of threads until they're tight. And as you can see, this motor it's frickin' in there. So I was giving her the beans right there on that little shake. So that's in there. Now the engine has to come back out. I'm going to do a serpentine belt setup instead of this V-drive pulley, so I have new harmonic balancer it's got to go on, new crank pulley. I need to buy a new alternator pulley. I don't have that yet. I do have a new water pump pulley. I have a power steering setup that needs to get mocked up on here, but that's not a huge deal for now. I can do that anytime. I need to put the... Let's see here. I got a whole bunch of parts in here, so this is all the stuff. Let's just go down the list of things that need to happen. I need to get the radiator mounted for now, because I'm going to cut the front end from the strut towers forward. So for now, I'm just going to cut off this piece of front end that sticks out real far, and then ratchet strap it on there. There's the serpentines, crank pulley, water pump pulley. See, here's the power steering. Ooh, I'm going to need a new pulley for that. It's got a little chewed up right there. But there's power steering. New plug wires need to go on. I need to figure out which one. That's the starter that came off the Mustang, but if I can use this one, I'd like to use that one. It's newer. I'm not going to end up using this master cylinder. It's from a Ford. I'm going to use a Mazda one. I need to get the clutch pedal assembly in, get the steering column not held on with a vacuum line. I need to get the diff in. I need to get my flywheel with the clutch kit on. I need to get the trans on. I need to make trans mounts. I got brake lines to do. I got a whole bunch of stuff before this thing is road ready, but I have a V8 in there, and that's pretty sweet. So luckily, the V8 doesn't... I know it runs, and I know it's not going to take much to get it to run. I just got to plug the wires in, and then she'll start. So there's that. But that's where we are now. Motor mounts are made. I'm going to pull the engine back out, do the front dress, do the flywheel and the clutch setup, hook the trans on, slip it back in, so I can figure out my trans mount. Pretty sweet. I will let you know when the trans is in there, because that's the next step. Alrighty, RX-7 update. So I kind of have taken a little break on getting the drivetrain in there, because I wanted to get the pedal assembly and the shifter position and the steering column length set first. Just want to take a little detour. I mean, it has to get done anyways, right? Just add it to the list. But I already shortened the shifter. That's done. I'll show you that momentarily. The car's out there and I'm in the garage. So I shortened the shifter, the pedal assembly's in, the clutch pedal assembly's in, the brake booster's hooked up. Like, it's hooked to the pedal, but it's not, I don't have any brake fluid or anything in the system. So it doesn't work yet, obviously. Let's see, steering column, I took it out, it was a tilt column, I cut all that stuff off. So this is what the column looks like right now. This goes through the firewall, and then it has a U-joint that snips onto here to the slip shaft to the rack, which... Actually, that's not even a slip shaft. The slip shaft part of it's right here, which I think is pretty cool. So I can set the length I need. I know it needs to go a little shorter, but I want to test fit it in the car to see how much shorter. And then I can just draw a line on here, draw a line to where it needs to be. I guess I don't need to draw a line there, but draw a line to where it needs to be, and then tap it to make it short. And then I'm just going to put a little tack weld on this side and probably on this side. So if I ever need to adjust it, all I have to do is get the grinder and smooth that out real quick. It was a U-joint here because it was a tilt column. I just welded that up real nice. It's nice and perfectly. I don't want to say square. It's not really the word, but straight. There we go. It's perfectly straight. So I just cleaned all the weld slag off. I welded it there, and then on the inside, you can see where this joint is pressed onto this pipe, and same with this joint onto this pipe. So I welded that on the inside. So it's more than strong. that's where the steering wheel goes. So I'm going to go test fit this in the car. I'll show you the shortened shifter and then some other good stuff. It's coming out pretty good. Hopefully, this video is not going to last too much longer because I want to make more videos on the Mustang. So I actually might end it here tonight. Not the Mustang, I'm sorry. On the RX-7. So I might end it here tonight. And then just, I don't know. Figure something out. Come on, dogs. Because I would like to make it more of a series versus just a video or two. So after, I think I'm probably going to end the video tonight for now, and then we'll pick up when I do the trans mount and the drive shaft and the diff and stuff like that. So, let's do a quick walkover of what went down. Engine is in the car, see that? Mounts are made. I just showed you those, make the flashlight out. Bam, mounts are made, they're bolted in, it's bolted in down there. Ugh. Same on this side. The booster used to be sitting in there loose, now it's nice and tight. I haven't plumbed any of the engine yet, any of the brake, or not brake, I'm sorry, the gas stuff. And then over here, see, this block was kind of my makeshift seat. But see, pedal assembly's in, clutch, obviously there's no master cylinder on it, so it's dead. Pedal, it's there, but I mean there's no brake pressure. And then gas pedal, once it's hooked up, then it'll be tight. But here's the shifter. So, let's see here. That's what, third? No, there's third. So it's not like the craziest long throw. I thought it was going to be super long. Let me adjust my camera here and get it on the right hand. So, let's see. There's neutral right there. The steering wheel, I wish I had it in here for reference, but I do not. But yeah, there'll be third. So like, look, see how that's third, neutral, fourth. So it's not like crazy far throw. And then obviously first and second's the same. I need to fix this issue too, because the shifter, there's supposed to be a pin that holds it from doing this, but it's gone. So I'm just gonna like stick a bolt in there or something to make it not do this. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet, but the shifter itself is. Oh, there's first. So there's first right there, and then that's second. So I need to make this not swivel so much, but then it'll pretty much be good. I mean, it's a truck transmission, so it's got a lot of throw, but it's good enough for now. So that's like that. I need to clean this up a little bit. I need to make the drive shaft. You can't see in there, but you see my hand? I'm touching the yoke, so that's how far in it is. Drive shaft's gotta be made. I gotta do the diff. I gotta do this, that, and the other. And then, really, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. The drive shaft's probably gonna be the hardest part. And then I want to get a Mazda Master for the clutch, and then I need to do a Ford line and adapt it to the Mazda thing, because I need to do a Ford slave cylinder, but it's gonna be hard because this transmission was a linkage transmission, or like a manual linkage transmission versus a hydraulic slave cylinder, master cylinder setup. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. May have to pull the trans and the engine again. I still need to make the trans mount. Whole bunch of stuff. I'm just kind of rambling right now, but then like little stuff, fuel lines. I need to hook the brake setup back together, because right now, for some reason, I didn't do this, but for some reason, can you even see in there? Nope, I can't even see in there. Well, the brake lines are disconnected in the front, and I don't know why. Parking brake still works, but it needs to be tightened. I need to, look, basically here's all my stuff. I need to mount a starter, I need to build an exhaust, I need to get the pulley set up on, because I'm doing serpentine. It was V-drive, which there's the V-drive crank pulley, and then, oh no, there's crank, there's water pump. So then there's water pump and crank. I need to mount the power steering, which is right there, and make lines for that. That's going to be down the road. Bumper just got to go back on. There's my drive shaft I'm going to use. I got to mount this big old fat radiator in there. Harmonic balancer, new plug wires. Whole bunch of stuff. So the list goes on and on. I got to cut this whole front end off. I'm not going to keep it. I'm actually going to cut it off from here forward. I'm going to cut it off the strut tower probably about right here. Maybe right where the seam is. I don't know. Maybe a little farther in. But nonetheless, it's going to get plated wherever it gets cut off, and then I'm going to cut it off right at this bend here, down, and plate that. So then I'll build the front end, but I think for now I'm just going to cut it off right here, and then ratchet strap the radiator in place, maybe with like a self-tapper or two, because it has these tabs up top here. those tabs right there that I could probably run a self-tapper through. They probably line up. I don't know for sure. But that's going to be just for the sake of getting it running, and then I'll finalize things as it goes. So I'm going to end part 1 of V8 swapping my RX-7 right here, right now. I hope you're excited. I know I don't sound excited, I'm just tired. I'm really excited though, trust me. I hope you're as excited as I am, because this thing's gonna be sick. I can't wait to build the exhaust, that's gonna be fun. I have some headers, they're just eBays, but I'm gonna cut them all up and do my own thing with them, so pretty sweet. But alright, you guys need to do me a favor, I need you to like and subscribe. You can subscribe in the corner right here, a little bubble, click on that thing, boom, subscribe. And then there's gonna be 2 videos. It's gonna be this video, and it's gonna be this video, and they're both sweet. So, subscribe, watch those videos, like this video, be excited for next time, tell your friends. Later.